Howdy folks, TJ here. Video number 3 of my Atari Weekend, January 2026. Where in video 1, I explained what I had going on, why I purchased and received and unboxed for you an Atari SX212 modem that I also had ordered and was receiving later that day, which is today, the Retromodem device, PC board, that goes inside of the Atari case to bring it up to 2026 standards so we could connect to the world of the internet, if you want to call it that, bulletin board services. And so I made a video about that. And then video 2, I unboxed the PC board. It arrived a number of hours later. I saw a note over on the my phone that said, hey, mailbox, got something. Went over there, grabbed it, came over here, did an unboxing video, further explanation of what I'm up to, gave a link to the Tattler Solutions on who makes this board, and then now it's still the same day, it's still Friday, and I'm slamming in as much Atari as I can into the weekend so far. I know my wife's going to have some honeydews for me tomorrow, but then again, I want to play, so I'm going to play for a little while. So I've went ahead and set up my desk. This is my office. I've got an old little Samsung work mat here. I've got my Atari modem. I've got the PC board that Tattler Solutions sent me. And I even printed out the little installation. It's very simple. I really didn't need to print it out, but I thought I would do that. I'm trying to be as thorough as I can to install this. So let's read the installation together. And then we'll call this video after I put it all together. We'll see how long it takes. It may be a long video because I'm slowly getting through this. So the next video after this, maybe video number 4, is a first connection, first test. And then we'll see how it all goes. So installation is quite simple. It says, remove the 4 screws on the bottom of the Atari SX212 modem. Place the modem on a flat surface and remove the top cover. Lift out the original printed circuit board and set it aside. It should lift out easily. Place the SX212 Wi-Fi Retromodem in the now empty case. It should fit snugly. Reinstall the top cover, flip the unit over, and install the 4 screws. Attach the included plus 5-volt AC adapter to the SX212 Wi-Fi Retromodem. Do not use the original Atari AC adapter as it will either not fit or it could damage the Retromodem. Connect the Retromodem to your computer using a 25-pin serial cable, not included. Run your favorite communication program and set the serial port to 1200 baud, 1 stop bit, no parity, and no flow control. Plug in the 5-volt AC adapter and turn on the modem. After a few seconds, the Retromodem will send a startup message to your terminal program and say, ready. All right, to configure it, we'll talk about that stuff tomorrow because we have got to install the board. So let's go ahead and put this aside. Hopefully everything kind of focuses in well enough over here. Maybe I'll focus in on this general area so it picks up it better, so the camera doesn't kind of waffle in and out. Let me enlarge it just a schmooch. And focus in on this area. All right. So, modem looks pretty good. It's got a little discoloration to it, I would say, probably from years. Who knows what life this had? Who knows what asterisk porno printed out back in the original days. You know, BBS, where you'd have an asterisk and it was the shape of a buxom lady. That's what we did back in those days. I'm not bashful to say that. I mean, a boy will be a boy, right? So anyway, so let's go ahead and turn this over. So on the back, there's 4 screws. Nice that they're not underneath some type of foot or something that you have to peel something off. The back of these, by the way, it does have a little volume. Well, it's probably going out of focus now that I've brought it up here. So there's a little volume thing that looks like you could stick a screwdriver in. I'm going to leave that be, but there's a serial number on said board. So let's go ahead and crack these a little bit. Oh, that was a nice sound. I like going kind of kitty corner and just doing each a little bit. So just like tightening, I don't go all in on one. I kind of slowly work them out. That way old brittle plastic has a chance to survive. And then once there's some tension off of everything, then I just focus in and get them all out. So I'm going to set this down and speedily, this is a little bit too big of a screw. No, it's about the right size. One screw. Two screws. Look like all the same size. Just imagine this modem is 40 years old. I mean, I'm guessing it was made in towards the end of 1980s is probably the age of this modem, I'm guessing. So what's that? 99, 2009, 19. Yeah, it's about 40 years, getting close, 30 some odd years, getting close to 40. Old, like me. Okay, so screws out, and then I believe it says flip it over, take the case off. Is there another screw? Sometimes these so it's got a little, I'm gonna guess it has to lift up back here. There we go. Okay, bottom. So it looks like interesting. It's got some tape, and I don't know what this thing is. It's got this is part of the speaker. So it looks like the speaker's here. There's some type of little foam, and it had little sticky on here, and you can see it peeled off a little bit. Let me show you here. It's got a little speaker in there. That's where the speaker is. So some of that little schmutz was right around here. I'm guessing there's really no way from age to kind of protect that, but hopefully the speaker still works. So this is kind of what this thing looks like. There's a big PC board in here, some metal, and I'm just kind of looking at the board. I don't see any cancers or any type of stuff pouring out, but it's got a little speaker in there. Okay, now, will this now just lift out of here? It said it should easily, so I'm kind of lifting out. It's not quite wanting to do it easily. I might have to turn the camera off so I can swear a little bit. You son of a bees weasels. How about if I do this? Get some of the weight. No, I think I'm gonna just have to. Yeah, let me. I don't want to break anything. So let me turn off the camera. I want to make sure I'm lifting it out well. It's just not readily popping out, so I got to probably wiggle jiggle it a little bit. All right, I had to take my glasses off. What it was basically doing, just to show you in case you do this. So on the end, you've got that little power connector, and there's a little hole right here. So these things were kind of sticking in, so you couldn't just lift it out. I pushed it all the way forward, just enough to where I could get a little room back here, and then I kind of tilted it up on this side, and then I was able to cock it out. So just be wary that that's maybe going to prevent you from just lifting it straight out. So anyway, this is what this thing looks like. Interesting. Now, the speaker. So I'm going to have to read. So I believe, how is the sound going to come out of this thing? Because from what I gather, you hear the sounds and everything. I don't know if it's going to be using this original speaker, if I have to take this out. So I need to do a little bit more reading and looking at some pictures, because I'm not quite sure how this thing produces any type of sound without a speaker. But then again, maybe it can. So anyway, this is what this thing kind of looks like when it's now removed. The speaker is in there a little bit loose. It's kind of moving around like so. And this is what the PC board kind of looks like. It's got this metal shielding that goes all the way around everything. Doesn't look like it easily comes off, but this, there are some little, kind of like on the Falcon and Atari STs, there's these middle clips. You can push them, and then this whole metal thing probably will pop off. I'm wondering if that somehow needs to be taken off and put on here. I'm going to go look at some more pictures. The instructions didn't say that. So right now I'm going to go back, look at some pictures, but this is what this thing looks like out. All right? So hold tight. We'll keep on investigating and doing more stuff. Where's that other screw? Start losing all the components. All right, I'm back at you. So what you need to do, the instruction didn't tell you to do it, but I know that Rod had mentioned that he'd love to hear the sounds, and there is a speaker in here, but it kind of came out with this whole thing. So you do need to unplug said speaker and plug it into this board, which we're going to do. but it's fairly easy. So on one side, this side, there's a little, basically the speaker was on this side, and there's a cable that came through this hole, and you just unplug it from here. Then you're going to put this whole carcass aside someplace for future, in case you ever go back to old telephone technology. Okay, so now we've got the little speaker, and what we're going to do is we're going to put it in here. So let me put this over here. Speaker, I believe, is going to go, let's see, we're going to put it on this side. So here's the bottom. In fact, I've got the picture of what Ron Hall, he posted a whole bunch of pictures. So here's what the case looks like, and it looks like probably what he did is he put the speaker, which looks like this, here. I'm going to try to align it up where it was before. It probably doesn't make too much of a difference, but about right here. There's some little teats on here that kind of hold the speaker in just a little bit, just enough. You're probably not seeing them, but there's these little teats right here. Teats. And then there's the cord. So now, okay, so now we need to put the PC board in. So the lights are on this side, and so we need to go through this little hole. Oh, no, we need to play. I'm turning it this way. So make sure this is snug as a bug in a rug in here, and it is. Let me just make sure. No, it's not. I got to kind of get it in there a little better. Now it is. Okay. Should hold it in there pretty good. Now I'm going to do this and put this up through the hole. And then now try to seat this thing in here to where it seats in pretty well. Kind of snapped into place there. Just want to make sure the screw holes kind of all align up. And it looks like that is probably about it right there. Okay. Almost. Feels like something is not quite seating in perfectly. So let me wiggle and jiggle off camera. I just want to make sure this is in all the way, because it looks like I'm maybe not quite got the speaker aligned up just quite right, because it's popping up a little bit on one side. So let me tweak it a little bit. You don't need to see me tweaking on the screen, so hold tight. All right, I found the issue. So I went back and looked at some of Ron's pictures. I'll take the camera off and show you here in a second, but on these little posts, there's these little nubbins. These little nubbins are, I don't know how far, maybe not quite a quarter of an inch, maybe I don't know. It pops up a little bit. On his, let me take the camera off here. On his video, you'll see that the little nubbins are not there. Well, there's not one there, but there's a number of, so he's cut them off, or his didn't have it. Mine has these little nubbins right here. So I'm going to have to, and it's not sitting right with those on there, so I'm going to go ahead and snip them off. I'm guessing that's what he did. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it here, get focused in. I'm going to snip them off, and then we'll see if everything seats right. But it wasn't seating right now. Okay, it's fitting snug as a bug in a rug now with those little nubbins turned off. And this is where you need to connect, so the speaker cable, and it even says the word red right there. You may be just picking it up. So make sure the red wire is on this red side. So now I've got the speaker plugged in. I'm going to go ahead and put the camera off and try to sit the other part of the case on here and see if everything can get screwed in. So that's where I've left right now, but everything is fitting better. So your unit may have those little nubbins, like I said. And if you go back and look at that metal carcass that's around the old PC board, you'll notice there's holes that allow for those little nubbins to go in. Those holes are not on this PC board or anything next to it, so that's why it wasn't seating quite right. All right, in the amazing time warp machine, I went ahead and I just put the top cover on. So just a tip, that little rubber black cable that's going on the speaker, make sure it's pushed to the side a little bit, because when I was first trying to put this top cover on, it wasn't quite getting down right. So I pushed it a little to the side of the speaker and then pushed it down, and then I was able to push this cover on. I recommend starting from putting on this pretty side first, putting it down and pushing it in. And as you push the back down, it then kind of locks in over these components. You'll notice that, so not everything goes in the same old hole. So no longer is the power button or power port over here. It's now over here, but these two ports stay in the same place. And there's now a little on-off switch. It appears right here. So that's what the back end looks like. But so fairly easy install. It would be probably good on those installations that it says, hey buddy, take that speaker off, plug it into the right side, and you may need to cut little nubbins off. Those things, if you're not a techie, I'm not a super techie, but I'm knowledgeable enough to where I'll kind of, don't be a grizzly bear, don't be a King Kong trying to push stuff together. Look at it, analyze it. If other people have done it, look at their pictures. I'm thankful that Ron posted his pictures because I could see he didn't have little nubbins on his pieces of plastic. That's why the board wasn't fitting in. So anyway, that's the scoop. So now I've got this physically locked in. I just tightened up the 4 screws. Everything is now intact. I don't hear stuff wiggling around inside, which is a good thing. So now that's it on this video. It's kind of was a step-by-step putting it together. Some things you may run into, like the nubbins. And this is the big nubbins gate. So you may run into nubbins. Don't be afraid to, I just clipped them off with a little pair of wire cutters here. Popped right off. Put everything in, fits in pretty well. So now I'm going to make another video, probably tomorrow, because I've made a lot of videos today, on first test. We'll connect it up to a computer and see what happens. So thanks for watching video number 3. Hopefully you at least found this entertaining, a little bit helpful. And I think if you don't do these type of things too often, this video will help, at least help a few of you know that, yeah, it may be a drop-in fit, but you may need to extrapolate, like the speaker thing. How's this thing going to make sound without the speaker? You need to take it out. That's probably common sense things, but unless you're a techie, that may not seem like you're supposed to do something unless you're told to do it. So anyway, hopefully this helped. You have a great rest of your weekend. Bye. And come back for video number 4.